Hi, I'm Dr. Roadhouse, and I want to introduce you to my patient, Nancy. Nancy's been in our thyroid program for 6 weeks. So, initial evaluation, we found out that she had a decrease in frequency of firing her cerebellum, so it wasn't firing the other cortex properly. And then we started doing the lab work. We just got all the lab work back in, found some interesting things, and we've already started, like the last week, that we're starting to do some treatments based on what we found in the lab. But why don't you just kind of share your journey to get here, what your symptoms were, and what you've tried, what didn't work, and then where we're at today.
Okay. Well, I have been on thyroid medication for about 27 years and just took it for granted. Just swallow the pill every day, you're going to be fine. But over the past 3 or 4 years, everything wasn't fine. And the past year especially, it seemed like my health was getting worse all the time. I was very tired most of the time. I was cold. Everybody fussed about the 115-degree temperatures last summer. I didn't really fuss that much because my hands and feet were always cold anyway. I just had no energy, and when my hair started falling out, I got really concerned because that didn't happen. And then I started having more brain fog, which really concerned me because that's not what I'm used to. I'm an avid reader, and it got to the point where I just couldn't focus on what I was reading. There's so many...
You're adding and subtracting.
By adding and subtracting, just came normally, and when I would sit down to balance my checkbook without the calculator, I got almost scared. I got really nervous because I didn't trust myself, and that was...
Where you've been able to do that.
And I had been able to do that, yes, all the time, and it just really... I thought something's wrong, something's got to be done, but every time I'd have my thyroid levels checked, they'd say, it's fine, continue with the medicine. But I knew something was wrong, and one day I saw Dr. Roadhouse's video on the internet, and I watched it, and I thought, he's talking about me. That's what's going on in my life right now. Maybe there's hope for me. And there is hope, because after about 3 weeks, I noticed that I didn't need a nap 2 hours after I got out of bed. And before that, for several months, I was just so exhausted that I didn't have any energy. It was hard to get my normal daily chores done. And I thought, what am I going to do this summer about having a garden and all that? And the past 3 days we've planted garden, and without a nap, and not feeling all that bad. It's it's not maximum energy by any means, but at least I have done that so far. On the diet, I have noticed I do feel better, and it's hard to describe exactly how, but I can tell a difference. Part of it, the energy. Most nights I'm sleeping better. I do still have occasions where I can't, have trouble falling asleep or wake up during the night, but it's getting better, and at least I know there's hope now, and I'm relatively new in the program right now.
Just starting.
Well,
what about, excuse me, what about like the reflux and stomach and intestine and all that stuff?
Well, I haven't had reflux in about 17 years after I had the surgery. That's fine, but I don't have the just uncomfortable feeling in my stomach anymore.
Okay.
Or not as
you
bad.
Were getting
Right.
the bloating and distension and the pressure.
And
okay.
After about the first week on the diet, I noticed that was gone, and I've lost 3 pounds already. So that's
just
a good thing,
and
that's a week. That's only a week. So I'm very hopeful. I know it's going to take. It's not going to be an overnight thing, or even a month or two, because I've had it for so many years, and I'm sure it's just been building up till it got to this point. But until I saw the video, really, I was feeling hopeless. I was feeling pretty bad.
Well, I mean, you're already getting results, which is good. It's the beginning phase. So we'll do an update video on you, next time. But one of the things I want to cover is when we got back the lab results. Okay, I mean, a lot of the tests we did, like I told you in the beginning, most doctors have never heard of before, and wouldn't be able to order these tests because they don't know about them. But those tests are the ones that, I mean, we do 9 tests on the thyroid. 5 of them were abnormal, and no one's ever checked those before. We did all the other tests, and they came back because we did the genetic testing with Cyrex, so we found what your triggers were, what the cross-reacting foods are, and it confirmed that you had leaky gut, like we talked in the DVD. So we're getting ready to start working on that. But because we know what the triggers are and the cross-reacting foods, that's a diet that we're talking about. We've restricted those foods. Now we're going to remove those, and we're going to go, starting next week, I think Monday, we're going to go into the reparative process, and that takes time. And then we have other things that showed up that had we not done these tests, you wouldn't have even known that you had those problems. So that's why, the lab testing, we use the best labs in the country, and that's how we're able to find. If you don't do the test, you can't find what we found on you. So anyway, I'm just so happy that you're at least having a little bit of improvement. And that's usually what happens, a little bit of improvement, but the next 30 to 60 days are when you're gonna see the most amount of improvement. Well, not most, but you'll see a lot better than what it is right now. But you're gonna be on your way, and you're like, okay, I'm ready. So we'll check back in with you in about 2 months.
Great.
Okay?
Great.
All right,
Thanks.
thanks.